Bring people in and get to know you. Go ahead and tell them what college you went to. Go ahead and share a little bit about yourself, even though you're a business professional. It's really funny, but people, when I do a presentation, I talk about you've been out here networking, getting to know everybody, their family, what's happening, the baseball game, but you don't do that online. You give them your resume or you give them a sales pitch,
right?
But you don't invite them in to get to know you.
The opinions expressed in the following program are those of the producer and not necessarily those of WKTV Community Media.
Hello, West Michigan. This is Keim Media Business TV. My name is Pamela Keim, your host. The spirit of the show is to introduce West Michigan to all the businesses, nonprofits, individuals that can help us thrive in our life. We have a very special guest for you today. Many of you know many marketers or people out there that are image consultant. Well, she's a personal branding consultant, and she helps with your brand on your personal level, and she shares with you what to do and what not to do in your business. I want to welcome today Karen Horgan today from Charismatic Consulting, and she's going to be sharing what is personal branding and what do you do. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the invitation.
I'm excited about having you here. I know with today, with the internet, like even the show goes on the internet and all the social media platforms, many people don't even know what to use anymore. I originally, we talked about this on the phone, what is the top 3? But anyways, what you can do with your personal brand and how important it is for your business to put that image out there. And some people don't even know where the line is, and sometimes they do things in their personal life that affects their business. So I want to share
So true. Oh my goodness, Pamela, that is so true.
All right, so talk about who you are so people know, and talk about what is personal branding.
I am Karen Horgan, and I own Charismatic. And personal branding, oh my goodness. Okay, so it's a really wide subject. But personal branding is your characteristics. It's what you're known for. It's all of the content that we're putting out online and showing people who we are. So I work with business professionals, but it's across the board. It's moms that are part of the PTA. It's even if you want to find a date, or business partners as well as clients. Your personal brand is what we connect with on that emotional level and makes us decide to do business with you or that charity or that organization. It's that connection, it's that authentic piece that we don't always show when we're online, but we show it out to the world when we're talking like we are now.
Well, the reason I wanted you on the show today is because I do see the power of the internet and connecting to people. And what I wanted to do with the show is to show people who is behind these brands, who's behind these businesses, and what people are looking for is just that one thing that will help them make a decision, like trust. Or maybe it's as simple as you like the same baseball team or the football team. You don't understand, you both own a dog.
Absolutely.
Do you know the power of that out there?
Yeah, I talk about that in my training all the time, is letting people in and get to know you. Go ahead and tell them what college you went to. Go ahead and share a little bit about yourself, even though you're a business professional. It's really funny, but people, when I do a presentation, I talk about you've been out here networking, getting to know everybody, their family, what's happening, the baseball game, but you don't do that online. You give them your resume or you give them a sales pitch,
right?
But you don't invite them in to get to know you. And so that's what I help people do. That's so important. As you said, once we see that one thing, we're perfect strangers, we're reading down this business profile, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, you have the same kind of dog, or you went to the same school. It makes an immediate connection. You were perfect strangers. And it just makes, what I'm talking about. It just makes you feel, it makes you smile.
I'm looking
have that
for
connection.
a connection. I go to events and I have, there's some categories out there of titles that people have, like community engagement, marketing, and now the personal branding. When I've known what your company does. Can you share a little bit? Is there any, when a company calls you, are they looking as, okay, how can we improve what? Our image, or is our marketing?
Online presence and their connection. I want them to connect with their ideal client. So I do more than just the personal branding. I help them with their content and their overall online
Okay,
presence.
so you take a look at everything.
Engagement, yep, engagement. I want to put content out there that's engaging, starting with your profile, and your profile is your online presence,
Okay.
is your personal brand. So starting with your profile, making sure that we put content out there that really shows who you are, not just what you do.
Okay.
And then we look at the content that you're putting out there and where you're putting it out there. Are you putting great content out there, but you're putting it on the wrong platform? That's not where your client's hanging out?
Yeah.
Or are you putting content out there that's, oh, I want to tell you this. I want you to know this. I want you to know I'm having a sale. I want you to know. But they forget to tell people what they want to know. It's what Pamela wants to know is going to be really important for me to put out there instead of what I want to tell you. So I help them with their online presence overall to connect with that ideal client. So the message, the profile, the whole thing, when you read, you know the difference. When you're reading through something, swipe, because you didn't make that connection.
Right.
But when you read one that makes that genuine connection, you stop, you read through the rest of it, you go look at them, and you reach out to them.
Yeah.
You're not swiping any further because you made that genuine connection.
What do most companies, when you come in, are they looking, when you're sitting down with them, can you name some of the, what mistake you can think off the top of your head is like, they have no idea on
Talking about themselves, talking about how great my clients are. I see this, one of the things that just, your reputation and your credibility is online. It's everything you've put online. Your brand is every like, every comment, every share, every photo, everything you put online is part of your brand. And so when you're putting information out there that's all about me and how great I am and look at me, what does that say to you?
I see that a lot.
We do, but it says I'm not approachable. I'm not sharing my knowledge and showing you my credibility.
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, do you see that with, I think when people work for a company, if you're like, you know, way down the leadership, maybe it's not a big deal. But when you're in the top.
But it is a big deal. Actually, all of your employees, their online brand, their personal brand is a big deal to the company because they have a voice that's slightly different than yours. Maybe they're a little more creative. Maybe they're a little more analytical. But their voice that they're sharing out about your business is reaching somebody differently than you are.
Right.
So your employees' personal brand and what they look online, because I'm searching for something, I may pull up your employees' profile before I pull up yours. And so
Really?
what does that employees
Okay.
say about your company brand? Now you can't tell them what to do, but you can certainly guide them and help them and make sure that they understand because they've never been taught it most of the time.
No.
So by bringing me in and helping your whole team, I did this with a team that took care of seniors in their senior placement, showing their real heart and soul and their passion, what a difference it made. Oh my goodness. It let people see them in the real light and when they're working with their clients,
Right.
as opposed to just what they did. And we did it with all the employees and it made a huge difference.
Well, I would say when you're looking at it and you're seeing beyond what, let's just say you work for a company, I don't want to give a name, but I meant like, and all of a sudden you did a volunteer, you help with, you know, build a home for the home, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's
with
huge.
Soup kitchen or whatever, and those kind of things, I don't know. Is that really important to get
It
that
is.
content out today?
Absolutely, absolutely. When we go through your LinkedIn profile, that's one of the things I do is I help you walk step by step to create that really authentic LinkedIn profile, and it's powerful.
Right.
And really wants to engage with others and invite them in. But I tell you, make sure when you're involved in the community, people love to see that you're giving back and you're trying to make our community better. So that really is important. Your organizations that you help out with, organizations like when I love for Humanity. I love
Right.
swinging that hammer.
I couldn't think
love
of the name
swinging
off
that
the top of
hammer.
my head. Right.
Yes, I
Yes.
love that. But that shows I'm involved in the community, but it also connects me with people that love to do that type of work as well. So
Right.
it shows my personality as well as shows that I am involved in the community and I want to give back and make it a better place. So that is part of my brand. And it should be part of all of our brand, showing people who we are. Now you may want to be involved with reading to kids at the library. That's
Right.
part of your brand and who you are. We all have a different brand. but showing our unique brand really makes us stand out from everyone else.
Well, and then we did talk about this, you know, on the phone about the importance of, let's just say you want to be in a career, a certain career. You may not be there yet.
Yes.
But how important it is to look at yourself and even though what can I use to get myself out there. I always tell people, you have many with social media tools. When they look you up, everybody take their name and look their names up.
Yes.
And see where they're at. And you are your personal brand now.
Yes.
If you want to change your brand, I want to gear towards, I'm out of college now, I want to gear towards more financial. Okay.
Right.
Well, you could help them. It's like, okay, this is what you want to put out there to attract when you go to apply for somebody. They're going to, first thing we did back in the years, we looked up, and if we saw them partying, doing things that we wouldn't think was good for the company, we didn't even, this was back, 10 years ago. I can't even imagine what it is now.
Yes, and it's so true. When you're going through your changes of life from college to your first job, from your first job to your second job, or changing careers, you can do that because we get to control our brand. We get to control everything we put out online. And so if we want to change from that college student to the career person or beyond, all we have to do is change the narrative that we put out there. So we take down some of the old stuff, or we block, or we put just privacy settings so not everyone can see your college days.
Right.
And then we start building your credibility. As I talked about, putting the right information out there. That's going to help build your credibility, showing that you are knowledgeable in that industry, connecting with people in that industry. It really builds your credibility even if you're new to that industry.
Right.
Start showcasing what you know and helping others and engaging in conversations online with people in that industry. It really does build up your credibility and your reputation.
Well, we met at an event.
Yes.
But I advise young people all the time. It's like, okay, you coming out of college, or even if you're in college, don't have a lot of money, you build your brand now.
Yes.
Your personal brand. And I said, go to events. You can go very inexpensive, sit at tables, get pictures, right? I want to say, can I take a picture? And don't be afraid. People they're there for a reason, right? Can I take a picture? Go to the leadership, maybe go to the keynote speaker if you're able to get to the,
Right,
afterwards.
right.
Get your picture, get that online, and just start building. And would you agree?
Building your brand when you're in college is the smartest thing you can do. I have told so many college students this. Start building your brand, start building your LinkedIn profile, start connecting with people in the industry. So when you go to look for that job, as you said, connect with those people either in person or online. I encourage you to do both. And then start getting out there and getting your name out there. Start asking questions. People love to help. They love to answer. Correct. So when you're connected with people in your industry and you're having those conversations, when you go to find that job, they already recognize your name. And that's the same thing when you want to change industries. Start connecting with people in that other industry. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you want to change up or grow from my first job to my second job. So what is it that I want in that second job? Who do I need to connect with? And what do I need to build that reputation?
Exactly.
So putting out information, really good information. Let me give you an example. This is, matter of fact, it happened yesterday. It's so crazy. Webinars. When we're sharing information, we get these webinars, we get invited, and they're going to give us all this great information. Just love all this great information. So you're sitting there for a half an hour, and they're talking about themselves, and they're talking about how they got there, and they're talking about their clients. Well, you've just wasted a half hour of my time. And if I stay, you might or might not share good information. I didn't happen to stay on that one, but their credibility is down here.
Right.
Their knowledge, what knowledge? They never share their knowledge. I don't even know what knowledge they have. I don't even know if I'd want to do business with them because they never share that knowledge. But then I've done webinars where I've taken a whole page of notes.
Right.
They've shared so much of their knowledge. I know they can help me. I know they know their stuff.
Yes.
So what you share out online, people have said, oh, I can't share the good stuff. Well, if you don't share some of the good stuff, I don't know you know it.
Exactly.
So your credibility
right.
is down here.
Right.
Because I don't know if you know it. So your reputation and your credibility goes hand in hand with the information you're willing to share and the time and thought you put into what you're sharing out there.
So what, I know that we basically, because you're into business, so LinkedIn, you know, I know Facebook is still, but it is kind of still geared towards people of my age.
Yeah.
I still use it very.
Absolutely.
You know, and I know young people have moved on to Instagram, and YouTube is a great channel. I mean, what are you advising companies to do? Should they have their own YouTube channel? What should they do?
It really depends on the company. It depends on their target client and what they're trying to do. So I always say, make sure you have a goal. Just like anything else that you're doing, make sure you have a goal and you have a plan. Because if I just throw myself out there all over social media, I'm not going to reach my target client because I'm trying to reach everybody, and I may be on the wrong platform.
Right.
So I can't advise them until I get to know them a little bit and find out who they're trying to serve. Because if they're trying to serve a younger generation, then TikTok and Instagram are great. Facebook is still a great platform. The business pages aren't doing as well, but the personal pages and the groups are. So finding out who your target audience is, helping you understand where they're at and the message to get to them really makes a big difference. And sharing, like I said, sharing your knowledge and sharing it on the right platform, the right information, the right time of day, that all makes a big difference.
So what do people, when you meet up with them and they're like, okay, I can't control my employees as much, but how do you advise, I mean, it's like sit down and like, okay, we have meetings. How do you bring that conversation up without feeling like, well, you're not, that's my, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's my brand.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, many people, and I hear it from business owners too, that's my personal brand. However, your personal brand is who they're doing business with.
Right.
They're not doing business with Charismatic, they're really doing business with me because
Right.
I've connected with them. And when it comes to yourself and your employees, and I've heard this, I don't want to do that. We want to give it a positive spin, that we want to help them. We want to make sure that they look their best as people are reaching out to them, especially your sales team. We want to make sure your sales teams look really good, because if you called on me, the first thing I'm going to do is go look at your LinkedIn profile. I mean, let's face it, we really
Well, yeah,
are.
that's exactly what I do too.
And so I help
Yeah.
them help their employees understand that this is a benefit for them. This is a really great opportunity for them to shine and to look good and to learn how to showcase their brand, because a lot of people don't know. They've never been taught.
No.
And so I have worksheets, step-by-step worksheets, and it's actually really fun when we do it with a team, because I go around the room and I ask you, this is one of the things that all of your viewers can do, is come up with 3 words. 3 words to describe you professionally and personally.
Okay.
Creative, analytical, driven, funny. Come up with a couple of words. How would you describe yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
Engaging.
Absolutely.
Yeah, connector, right? And then I would say I'm a generally nice person, genuine. I'm genuine.
Yes, absolutely.
Authentic or whatever. That's what people say. I can adapt easy to the environment I'm in. So that's really good to ask, not so much you, but ask everybody else.
And that's it.
How would you describe them?
Yes,
Right.
we ask the people in the room to describe you, because a lot of times people can't come up with descriptions. They're just like a deer in the headlights, and they can't come up with that. But when we go around the room and we ask you to describe somebody, how you see them professionally, they're flattered, they're surprised.
Right.
And now they have a jumping off point of how to start with their personal brand.
Yeah.
And then what we do is we take a look at, let's go Google your name, as you talked about earlier. Google your name and read everything you find out there. Does that match the feeling? Does that match all the words that we just described? I know yours does, but a lot of times people's don't.
But that took work.
It took a lot of work.
And I realized, you know what, the only way you get connected and you want to reach certain people, you get closer to them, you get closer to their circle, you find out who their friends are, not to target them, but when you go to an event, have a purpose. Like if I wanted to meet you.
Have a goal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have a goal. Have a goal online and out in person. What do we want to do with our overall online presence? What do we want to do with our personal brand? How do we want to come across to you? Because I want to connect with you. I want to connect with people that I want to do business with, instead of people that are like this. And so when we put that genuine, those values out there, again, we'll go through 2 parts of this worksheet to make sure. We got to start with those words, and then I start asking you how and why to get that genuine, deep connection. And when we put that out there, that starts drawing people into us that we want to do business with instead of just people that are out there looking for us. And that makes them want to engage with you right away.
Well, that's exactly it. And I think too, is it bad to have like I guess like role play when we're at a board, if we're at we're at our meeting with you.
Yes.
Now, if I met you at an event, Julie, how would you describe your CEO?
This is a great tool to use across the board for all of your employees as well as yourself. And it's funny, I had a gentleman that said he took the second step home and worked with it with his wife. And he said, that was the best thing we ever did. She saw my business differently. I saw how she saw me and my business differently. And when we do that in a room full of people, the CEO, your boss, whoever, we all see each other a little bit differently, and we see ourselves the way you do. And it's kind of a surprise, and it's kind of fun these are words that we want to make sure, we don't want to say I'm creative because that's the least creative way to do it, but we want to make sure people know I'm creative.
Right.
So we put that together, and we use those words that other people shared because those are important words. Those are things that were really important to them.
Right.
So that's how we want other people to see us too.
Well, and I think people light up, like when I had to do, you know how you do those personality tests you have to do for work, right? And I sent it out to people and they described me back. I really kind of lit up because
Absolutely.
I didn't see myself like that.
That's exactly it. You
know?
don't. It's surprising how other people see you. So it's a fun exercise. And I actually have them send it out and ask other people as well if we're doing it just one-on-one.
Yes.
But in the group, we have it do them right out loud, and it's just a really fun exercise.
I think people are kind of amazed, even if they say, you know, you're very detail-oriented, you're very thorough. Well, if I knew that about you, and I had to have somebody do something for me that I needed a lot to, I'm going to seek you out.
Right.
Like if we work
That's
together,
it.
I'm like, Karen, could you come to this meeting? Because you could write the notes and you're very detail oriented. And I really needed to go report to the CEO right away because
Absolutely.
I know that.
And again, we don't have, and people are honest and genuine. We don't want to use, I'm honest.
Right.
That's a huge red flag. But there's ways that we can come across and show how honest and dependable and loyal you are, as you were just talking about. We can do that, or how detailed and analytical you are. We can make people see who you are
Right.
just by the words we're putting out there, and then they're going to want to connect with you because somebody more detailed is perfect for that job, but somebody more fun and friendly is perfect for this particular area. And
Yeah,
so we
you
want to
can't be
show
everything to everyone.
if you
right?
try to, you're going to miss everybody. You're never going to make that ideal client.
All right, I was supposed to ask you all these questions, and I didn't. Is there
And it's
anything
all
I'm
good.
missing here? What areas are online presence can we play a part of in our personal branding? I think we covered that somewhat, did we? Or do you want to go more into that real quickly?
Real quickly, it's not just those words, it's who we're connected to.
Right.
It's the charities we talked about, but our connections, the quality of our connections is really important. If we're connected to people that are saying negative and bad things, and if that's not our brand, that's not my brand, I had to block a couple of people because they kept writing really negative things in my comments. And
Which I think is awful.
all of my viewers can see that, and that's not my brand.
Right.
So you've got to think about who you're connected to. And as I talked about the college students being connected to people in their industry, that actually helps you, whether you're a college student or whether you've been in business for 20, 30 years. When people see who you're connected to, they want to connect to you.
Right.
So your connections, and are they dependable? And do they have the same values as you do? So the quality of your connections is important, and the quantity is good, but the quality is better. But we do want to keep building that because we want to make sure you have enough connections if I needed something that you could go to your group and say, I need a little bit of help, they'll come in and help us.
Yeah. I always tell, especially people that are they're not as engaging in the public, I said, you just share people's content. You know, you could have your staff, I don't know if you agree with this or not, but to me, I know everybody that shares my stuff. I know everybody that has, but if you say, okay, why don't you, every day maybe share 2 or 3 of the people that you are targeting.
Absolutely.
Share their stuff, make a comment. This is really interesting. People will remember you.
Absolutely. And that's part of the engagement as well, and part of the marketing part. Once we get that profile, I don't teach people to do that until they get their profile looking nice,
Right.
because if I'm driving them to a bad profile, they're going to go away anyways. But yeah, that is part of the marketing part, is simply liking, commenting, and sharing on different people's profiles that you either want to do business with, you want to partner with, you want a job with.
Right.
It gets you seen, it builds your credibility, it builds your reputation, so absolutely. And it makes us feel good to know that somebody's read our stuff and appreciated it.
Yeah, and it is important to have a great profile and or website, whatever you work with, the content, because right away when somebody recommends somebody, whatever, I look them up. Like I did, when I was having a show, I'm like, we knew each other, but I'm like, okay, I got to see what Karen's been up to, and what is Karen like, so I can engage with her, and what is she sharing, what's really important to her, and you find out within 5-10 minutes, you kind of get a feel what people are like, right?
You read their post. When you read their post, when it's genuine, when you read their post, you know who they are.
Yes.
You know what they stand for. You know their reputation. You know the knowledge just by reading the post. Because if you just post an article, okay, that doesn't do anything for you.
No.
But when you post a conversation about the article, I know your knowledge. I know your take on it. I know where you're coming from. I'm getting to know you. So it really does make a difference.
And people out there, like, being personal branding, people want to find the one thing that will connect them to you. I don't care what it is. It could be that, you're a mom,
Yep.
and you're working mom, and you're like, now you understand. I don't know why, but I'm always looking for that little connection, and I'm always looking for someone, what can I promote about you?
Yeah.
What gift do you have? Because everyone has one. Right?
Absolutely, and that's wonderful to look for that gift. So many people don't, but yes, as soon as you find that connection, you get this feeling in your heart. You automatically get this warm feeling with that little connection. But looking for their gift and sharing it, that is just a gift in itself that you have to give out to other people. And when we do that, I like to do that as well. And when we do that, that shows who we are. We don't have to say we're caring, we're authentic. They can see that just by the actions, the comments, the things that you put out there, and how you help people.
And that's what you get when you go to an event and they give you a big smile. Oh my God, because I get that all the time. I mean, I will, and not all the time, but you know what I mean. People are like, yeah, don't worry, Pamela will take the pictures. Don't worry, Pamela, because I like doing that, right?
Absolutely.
And I get emails all the time. It's like, if we come to the event, will you take the pictures? Yes, I'll take the pictures. Because I'm beyond I don't worry what people, I go up to them, I'll take a picture. All I can say is no.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. 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 And you want to be careful and not to just make it all about me all the time and here I am. But certainly you want to say, I was at this event, and it may be a group of people even sometimes.
More the merrier, I always say.
Absolutely. It actually looks better when there's a lot more people in it, inviting them.
People try to get out of it. I'm like, no, everyone. And they were like, oh, okay. All right, is there anything, we're wrapping this up, anything that I missed that you wanted to cover real quickly?
Just as we talked about, we just touched on it, but the first thing you can do to start your personal brand is go Google your name. Look at everything that's out there. You're going to be really surprised how much information's out there. Some of it you didn't even share.
Right.
Start taking some of that down. Start changing the narrative. Start changing the conversation. If you want to go in a new direction or you want to go higher, look at what you're putting out there and saying, is that me? Or do I want to elevate myself to a little bit higher level? Then I need to start putting different information out there. And if I want to be seen differently, I get the option of putting a different information out there. I can control my brand by what I put out there. So take a look at that and then do the homework of, who am I? What do I want to be known for? And then from there, start working backwards to creating that brand. And if they need help, they certainly can reach out. I love working with people on the personal brand.
All right, so how do they do that? How do they reach out to Karen to help them start? I say the younger generation, man, give her a call. Or businesses. And I always say, start putting professional stuff out there. It doesn't have to be all, but I would say you should be professional.
Absolutely. Well, I help business owners, I help business professionals with their overall online presence, and I help them build that personal brand that really engages with their ideal clients. So we put the content out there, we put the whole online presence out there, that really attracts them and is genuine, is personal. And I work through the workshop sheets with them,
Okay.
step by step. And so they can reach out to me at charismatic.com, and that's KAREISMATIC. And I broke all the marketing rules and I spelled it funny. So again, it's KAREISMATIC. It's a play on my first name, Karen, and it's a play on the word charismatic because it's attracting loyal followers, and that's what we all want to do.
Yeah.
And please reach out to me on LinkedIn or Facebook, personal and professional, Karen Horgan, or Charismatic, and I look forward to meeting you.
But anyways, I want to thank Karen for being here today.
Thank you so much.
And this is Pamela Keim from GRTV Media. We'll catch you next time. Take care, everyone.